What happens when millions of kids and their parents know you as just one thing? Well, today's guest has lived that life, and she's here to share what it's really like behind the cameras, the costumes, and the character that everyone recognizes. Kaitlin Becker, the amazing actress behind the original Meekah character from Blippi, is back, and we're talking about the career decisions that have changed everything, the moments that no one saw, and how she's creating work now that's entirely her own. Welcome to Mom's Guide to Finding Herself, where we share stories of side hustles and surviving while parenting young children. I'm your host, Chrissy Bold. Let's make motherhood less lonely and help you find joy in being you again. You don't have to be on TV to know what it's like to be seen as just one thing. Maybe that's mom, teacher, nurse, or caregiver. Well, my guest today knows exactly what it's like to be defined by the role that the world sees, and what it takes to hold on to who you are underneath. Kaitlin Becker is an Emmy-nominated actor, singer, and writer. You might know her for playing Meekah, Blippi's best friend, but she's also performed on off-Broadway stages, toured nationally, and co-hosted Sprout's Sunny Side Up show, where she sang with Michelle Obama, had tea with Julie Andrews, and threw a Greek-themed party with Nia Vardalos. She's lent her voice to some of the biggest names in children's entertainment: Sesame Street Workshop, Nickelodeon, Disney. But what happens behind the scenes? In this episode, Kaitlin's opening up about advocating for herself in the industry, making creative choices that align with her values, and building projects that have nothing to do with Meekah. Projects that are purely for her. This is a conversation about career, identity, and creating a space for your own voice outside of being a mom. Kaitlin Becker, thank you so much for coming back today. I am so excited to dive into your career and hear about what being an international superstar to 4-year-olds is like.
It is kind of weird. It's awesome. I get a lot of parent love, which is really, really nice. I love it. I get recognized pretty regularly by parents, not kids, because, I live in a screen. So for kids, they don't understand. Yep. So it's a lot of moms like, do you know who this is? You watch her every day. And they're like, no.
They're like, no.
Literally, no.
I have no clue.
Yeah, like, why is she in the grocery store right now? I don't know this woman.
She's not working me a break.
Exactly. So a lot of times I'll say that, like, no. I usually wear this, I turn it on a bit and watch their little brains click. But no, it's really great. And I love connecting to parents, especially now that I am a parent. That's been something really wonderful to come out of that job, is this community that has been built, and my little followers on social media. It feels like a real community, and I've met real friends in doing it. So that's been a surprise, a blessing surprise.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I have some of my closest friends I've met through Instagram, and it's just really fun to have moms who are in the same spot as you that you don't have to go out and find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't have to leave your house.
Right, exactly. Right, scheduling doesn't have to be a nightmare.
Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to vent over social media and not have to yeah, it's good.
Right,
it's good.
So good. So your career in children's entertainment specifically started with Sunny Side Up, is that correct?
For TV,
For TV, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you were in TV for kids before becoming a mom and then after becoming a mom. So tell me more about what it was like before becoming mom. Now, for you, you had all these siblings.
Right.
So you had a lot of kid energy to pull from.
Yes. And I was the teen that was always babysitting. Yeah. I babysat everyone. And I worked in the daycare, at the church and all the things. And then I ended up working at the Goddard School as an assistant preschool teacher to all the preschool teachers. I floated around and was everyone's assistant. And it's one of those things that came really easily to me, but I never said out loud or never thought I love working with kids. I was just yeah, it's fun. It's easy.
Yeah.
Didn't see it as a special skill or anything. And then I did a lot of theater for kid audiences. And same thing. I was just this is easy and fun. And it wasn't until Sunny Side Up that I was oh, wait.
I have a specific set of skills.
Yeah. So I always felt a connection to kids. I always, had this empathy for children. but it definitely changed after being a parent. It also helped me be a better parent with
Oh,
all of
neat.
that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so because with Sunny Side Up specifically, we had a ton of training where we had experts come in and work with us. We shadowed different preschools, Montessori's. Like, it was like, I'm so thankful for that because so much of what I learned on that job, I've been able to do with my child.
Right.
So that was a happy surprise. Like, oh, I kind of have a little bit of a leg up as far as understanding kids' emotions, like how they think, how they feel. So, but it is different. Everett was 3 when I started the Meekah journey.
Yeah.
So he was the perfect age for the
Right.
content that we were creating.
Yeah.
So it was fun to show him, like I did Blippi's Treehouse
Yep.
first. And so I filmed all that way before it was announced or shown, but I had, little cuts and things I could show Everett. And it was fun to show him to see, like, how is he going to react to this? Does he think this is funny? Is he bored? So to have an at-home test audience is cool. And I still use him for things like I'll like read him part of a script or play him a voiceover thing I did. And I'm like, does he like it? I can't tell. You know, I'm like taking notes.
Yes.
But I definitely, I had to like bite my tongue on the Meekah job because sometimes I wouldn't be like, actually, as a parent, and like not wanting to be annoying, like as a mother.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Like you're coming in with expert. You have a target audience member at home. Like your opinion should be worth something.
So there were moments where I would say, "Hey, as a mom, I do not want my kid to learn that." If it was something like, sorry, Blippi, I'm gonna say it, but if like Blippi was doing something that was really like chaotic or out of control or like purposely making a mess, I'm like, I don't want my kid to think it's funny to, purposely make a mess. And they'd be like, oh, okay, should we do something else? And I'm like, yes. Like little things like that where my mom brain would go off like, let's not like show these kids that this is, whatever. And that happened like quite a few times where I would have to pick and choose, like, do I speak up or do I let it go?
Sure. And that's a mom skill in itself too. Like you learn how to pick your battles as a mom more than anything else.
Yes. Yeah. So that is, it's been really interesting because Everett was never a huge Blippi kid. He watched like a little bit. He never really liked anything on YouTube. Now he does. He's a big YouTube kid. So, but he was always in my brain, like everything I did.
Yeah.
Would this be entertaining to Everett? Would he think this is funny? Yeah. Would this make sense? Are we making sense to a 4-year-old? So it's definitely helpful.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I love that you were able to influence a little bit. The moms everywhere, thank you. And I'm sure you knew that in the moment. You're like, this is probably selfish. I don't want my kid doing this, but I know everyone else feels the same way. So I'm glad that voice was heard because I'm sure that in a lot of work environments, it's not necessarily welcome. So I'm glad that you were able to have an impact in that kind of way, not just creatively, but also like on that expertise side of it. And it sounds like from Sunny Side Up, you got like a crash course of master's in education.
Oh my God. It was unbelievable. Like I think about what I learned on that job every week of my life. Something will come up. I'm like, oh yeah, we actually learned that, it was incredible. And the Goddard School as well, I had to do so much training. So I felt like as prepared as I could be before having a kid, as far as just getting into a kid brain. Yeah. But that's it. That's the only little baby leg up I had. No. But yeah, Sunny Side Up it felt like a crash course.
Nice.
And the training didn't stop. Like it was the whole 4 years. They were just constantly bringing people in. Okay, now we're going to learn about this. It was awesome.
Wow. That makes you such an asset now in this realm. I mean, how incredible to have all of this information, all of this knowledge, and the real life experience of being a mom paired with it. Amazing. So you touched on this. You didn't start Blippi until your son was 3. And when did you finish Sunny Side Up? Was it while you were pregnant?
Yeah, 2017, I did Sunny Side Up 2013 to 2017. I was 11 weeks pregnant. Nobody knew. So I was doing, you didn't ask for this, but I'm going to tell you.
I want to hear
because
it.
it was crazy. The show was live and my call time, I think, was 7 a.m. And I would have to get my blood taken at the fertility clinic, and you had to do it before 7. And so I would go there at like 6:30, get my blood taken, or I would go there at 6:30 and like get inseminated and then run to the studio being like, there's sperm in my uterus. This is crazy. Like literally, like this is so crazy. Just running to 30 Rock, getting into hair and makeup. Nobody knows anything. And I'm just wondering while I'm on live television, waving to kids, wondering like, am I pregnant? And then, and then I got pregnant. And so my whole first trimester, I'm doing a live show for kids. And I didn't have any like crazy morning sickness or anything, but I had crazy exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I know.
oh my God. I didn't know it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different level. And I remember it during commercial breaks going to the green room and I'd be like, you cannot sit down. Because if I sat down, I'd be like,
you would be asleep.
Oh my God. And then also just, and again, didn't have bad morning sickness, thank God. But I would get, like a wave of like the spins for like a moment. And I remember, yeah, it was just so funny. And now I'll see old clips and I'm like, I was pregnant there. Like I can, I was pregnant there. And then when they canceled the show, the day that they said, today's your last day, the show is no more. And I'm talking to the HR rep and I'm like, okay, already in mom survivor mode. Like, okay, I'm going to lose this consistent paycheck. I'm going to lose this incredible insurance. And I was just like, hey, I'm 11 weeks pregnant. Can you extend my health insurance? And they're like, what? Like, I just went right into like, okay, right. I have to take care of my new family.
Yes, like immediate survivor mode.
Yes. And I'm like, whoa, that was weird.
Go internal, Kaitlin.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I wasn't even like emotional or like, it was weird. I was just like, okay. So what are the next steps for me to, right. I need to be able to keep up with these doctor visits and all the things. So, yeah, so I was pregnant and then, the timing was kind of great because then I did background and voiceover and stuff while I was pregnant until I couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was just too pregnant and too tired. Yeah. And then I wasn't on camera again until Meekah in 2020 during the pandemic. They flew me in for a different character. They were trying to figure it out, testing out this best friend character. So it was like 3.5 years between the two on camera jobs. I was doing stuff in between, but yeah.
Now, was some of that intentional to slow down to be at home or?
A little bit. After Sunny Side Up, I was like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself. I don't want to be on camera and on another kid show. There's so many other things that I want to do. And right now I'm known as a Sunny Side Up host. And I was like, no more kids TV. I don't want to be on camera. I really liked voiceover. I was doing a lot of that, which was amazing. And then when COVID happened, I could still do voiceover because a lot of the voiceover projects didn't stop if you had the equipment at home.
Right.
So that was good. But yeah, when Moonbug Productions called me I had no idea who Blippi was. And I was very just like, I don't want to be on camera for kids. I'm tired of it.
Right. This is what I would not want.
I just said to the universe, no more. But like, what do I know?
Right.
Right. But yeah, so it was like a little intentional and a little just like circumstance.
Right, because COVID was in there too. So there was a lot of just forcing into that. Now, thank goodness you had your voiceover work too.
Thank God, yeah.
And how has that fit into your life now? It sounds like that's primarily what you're doing as well as your writing projects and theater work. So tell me about how that fits into life as a mom.
Well, it's funny because my voiceover booth is in Everett's bedroom in his closet, which is tricky, but it's the only place I can do it because my closet sound wise is really bad and whatever. So my booth is in his bedroom closet, and I have to move things around. Like he has like a basketball hoop on the door that I have to take down, whatever. And so when he comes home, he'll be like, "Where's my basketball hoop?" And I'm like, "I had a job. Relax. Like I'll put it back." So he understands that I'm working out of his bedroom, and he knows now, like he's old enough to know, to be quiet. I'll let him put on headphones and watch, a movie on his tablet if I have to record while he's home. But it's been working out the past like 6 months. It's been really great because everything that I've done has been during his school hours.
Nice.
So that is nice. And then he comes home from school and he did not care about my Meekah stuff at all.
Yeah.
Like truly was like, I don't ever need to watch this. I don't care that you're Meekah. But the voiceover he really thinks is cool. So now he can come home from school and I can play him like, "Ooh, I played this like funny witch today." And then I can like play it for him and he loves it. So that's been fun.
That's so fun to bond and share that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I do cool things.
Right?
You got to believe me.
Right? Trust me. I am really cool. I'm a cool mom. You don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. My face comes up when he's like scrolling Netflix or something. And I'm like, "That's me." And he does not even blink. He's just going past. And I'm like, "That's that's your mother's face."
You don't understand. You should be you should be thrilled.
Yeah, like some kids, they like her face.
Right.
They would click on that right there, that face, and he's just like, "Oh my God, enough." Right. Like, I don't care.
It's like, "Mom, get over yourself, please. You're embarrassing me."
Exactly. But there was one time where I caught him telling a kid that this kid kept looking at me because I think they were like, "She's familiar," and I don't know why, like trying to figure it out. And then he goes, "Do you know Meekah and Blippi?" Because my mom is Meekah. And I was like, like, I was like, wow, he's never said that I know of. Yeah.
That's like one of those movie moments where like you finally find out that your dad is secretly proud of you.
Yeah.
It's your kid.
Like, what? You care? You're telling your friends? Wow.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. That's so cute. So you're not traveling for work anymore. Tell me what traveling, I mean, we talked about in the last episode that you were able to sleep, which was wonderful.
I miss it.
Right? Now, but was it hard to leave?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Because I started leaving Everett when he was so young, even if it was just, like I said, the background acting or whatever, and that was purposeful. I'm like, I want him to get used to me coming and going. And I always said, I want him to see me working and creating, and I want him to see me more than like just his caregiver. So it feels harder for some reason the older he gets.
Yeah.
When he was younger, I don't know, like I definitely missed him and I was like, "Oh, my baby," but I was never, I've had friends that are like, "Oh my God, it's like you left your heart behind." And I'm like, "No, my heart's in here. I'm good."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's fine. Everyone's
fine
different.
And loved. Yes.
Yeah. But now I think because we have such a strong bond and like great relationship, and like I said, we can have these really deep conversations about feelings and dreams, that now I get a little, he's like fine, but I'm like, "Bye.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 5 days." And he's like, "Bye, girl." And I'm like, one more hug for the road. But I miss traveling.
Yeah.
I miss, it was just fun. And I think it's good to be away from your kid and then have that reunion. And it's good for them to not, be on top of you every day. And again, everyone's different. But I think it was really good for us to be able to miss each other and then come back, and like, it's just good. And I felt so lucky that I had a job that took me away, because even though I would come back really tired, I came back like a bit refreshed, and like just missing my kids so much. And I felt like I could be a more present parent, having the back and forth and just like appreciating that time more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I might have to go out of town again in 2 weeks. So like really appreciating the time we had together. So yeah, it was good. I do miss it.
Yeah, I love hearing your intention behind even prepping for it, because so many of our listeners right now really battle with mom guilt just to go to Target by themselves,
Mm-hmm.
never mind to travel for 2 weeks. And to hear your thoughtful planning into it, it's not, you weren't being reactive. It wasn't, oh, this job has to take me for 2 weeks to Issaquah, Washington, or
Right.
wherever you might be going. And
Yeah.
like the panic would set in, I would assume at that
Mm-hmm.
point, if all of a sudden you weren't prepared for that. But because you went into this with a mindset of, this is who I want to be, this is how I want a relationship to go, it sounds like you were doing a lot of preparation work for yourself and for your son to prepare for this being normal. But did you
Right.
still see any of that mom guilt, or does it come up for you in different ways? Because I'm sure you're not immune.
No, 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 not at all. I mean, if there's, I don't want to miss any moment
Yeah.
ever. And I was there for his, I've always been there for first day of school.
Okay.
That's like important to
Mhm.
me. And I was there for his first day of pre-K, which was huge,
Yeah.
like his first day of school ever,
Yep.
fresh out of the pandemic.
Mhm.
But his second day of school, I was not there because I went out of town for Meekah episode.
Mm.
And I didn't have any guilt leaving the second day, but the second day of school, a kid bit him and he was fine. Like it
Sure.
was like not a big
Yep.
deal. But the nurse called to be like, just letting you know he has a bite mark. And I was like, I missed the bite.
Right. You're getting your first nurse call while you're gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in California
Hmm.
I was like, oh my God, I think this is his school. Oh, the first call from school already.
Yeah.
And it was, so he's fine. He didn't cry or anything. Just letting you know he has a bite mark. I'm like, okay, I'm not picking him up today, but thanks for letting me know. It was just like, oh. Or I missed one of his belt tests for
Oh.
Taekwondo. And it was not because, but I didn't think I was going to miss it, but they had to reschedule the test. Like the
Got it.
teacher pushed it back a week.
Yep.
And I was like, no. And I told her, I was like, that's the week I'm out of town.
Right.
Like my one kid matters. There's
Right.
like 50
Right.
kids doing the test. And I'm like, that's the week. And she's like, sorry.
Like, this is what it
Nah,
is. Yeah.
not my problem, girl.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very lucky that because I'm really vocal about what I will and will not do. And
Mm.
I was fortunate that at that Meekah job, I could say like this special day, like my kid's birthday, I'm never missing,
Yeah.
And not all jobs would do that.
Hmm.
And so I was lucky that I've been able to be there for the big stuff. But I definitely have mom guilt for all different sorts of things.
Yeah.
But the going away, I've never, and maybe because it was really intentional and purposeful. I just want him to see me as a full
Yeah.
person. Even when I left the Meekah job, he was like, "Wait, you're not gonna you're gonna quit?" And I told him like why, and he really understood it. And he was there like in the sitting on the couch right here to my right as I was in meetings. Like I'm like, yeah, you need to hear me, like stand up for myself,
Yeah.
speak up for myself, self-advocate, because that's important.
Yeah.
And I want him to know that he can do that. If he wants to walk away from something, he has, So I don't know what your question was.
No, this is wonderful. We're
I could
talking
talk for
about
days.
we're talking about your intention of how you've planned things and your mom guilt, but also I love this piece of it of teaching him how to advocate for yourself, because especially in careers or things like that, we can feel stuck.
Yes.
And that is a horrible feeling to have, and
Yes.
so many of us are afraid of confrontation, me,
Mm-hmm.
and we avoided it.
I can help you, girl. I'm a queen Like sometimes I'm like, Kaitlin, why are you always confronting people? Like, relax.
I love that. Okay, we'll schedule that for the next call for sure. You can be in the hot seat. Give me the advice for that one.
Episode title: Confrontation.
Yes, we'll have a sequel for that. That sounds great. And to be able to show him what it means in real life and in a professional way. Like, I'm sure you're not going off the handle and really telling them how it is, but thoughtfully sharing what's making you uncomfortable, whatever the things are. Like, this is how it is. This is my decision.
Right. Yes. And like really listening to yourself and talking to Everett about that. Like, we all have this little voice that it's really hard to shut the voice up, to be like, you don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
I used to do that a lot. Like, oh, that's just my anxiety.
Yes.
So now I, more than ever, since being a parent, I'm really listening in.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that's an important lesson. Like your body reacts and tells you what's up.
Yeah.
So you need to listen to it and like follow its lead. So yeah, that was a big deal. And now I've heard him like telling people, he's like, well, my mom is no longer filming Meekah episodes. She decided, I'm like, okay, maybe he knows too much.
Right.
Like
Right. Yeah, you're sharing things that are
seven,
like
like,
covered by NDAs and
okay.
stuff. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I'm like, hey, they don't care.
Right, right.
Shut it down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about your television experience, working in kids. I want to hear about this piece that you seem to be really excited about, your writing.
Yeah.
You've written
I'm
a
writing.
one-woman show recently?
I did. That was a really big deal. Thank you for asking me about it. I haven't had the opportunity to talk about it too much, but yeah, I wrote a one-woman show called Let Me Explain. It's a show about race, queerness, and Rosie O'Donnell.
Love it.
And it's all true stories, mostly from my adolescence and all my race journey. I'm biracial, for those of you who don't know, and my journey to finding myself and coming out, and how Rosie O'Donnell was a through line in all of that.
Wow.
And it was really therapeutic to write. And it's something that I'm really, really proud of, because writing is hard. And to write, this is an hour-long piece. And to just write and edit and write and cut and all the things, I just was really determined to make it happen. And then I submitted the piece into, the theater festival, Flynn Snap Festival in Burlington, Vermont, and I was chosen. And I admit that, like, because of Meekah, anytime someone, like, something like that happens, I'm like, it's because I'm Meekah. Like, it's so hard for me I'm working hard at being like, no, it's because you wrote a good piece. Right. They liked it. You're talented, whatever. Right. That's my own stuff. I'll talk in therapy later. Right. But it was cool because no one in that audience had any idea who I was. Yes. It was an older audience, but like no one was coming like for Meekah. Yeah. They were just excited to hear like a new work. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool. But I am really excited. I'm also writing some other things, a kid show idea. I'm going to be pitching something soon. It just feels good to be back in like the creator role. Yeah. Which I did on Sunny Side Up. Meekah was the first job in a long time that I didn't have input as far as writing and producing goes. I mean, it was all like pretty much improvised, right? But there still was, guidelines and like, here are the points you want you to hit. Sure. So I missed the creating part of it. So I've been really excited to write and create again, and hopefully everything will go great. I've planted a lot of seeds, and I just need one to pop up, but it would be awesome if all of them did. And then, so keep your eyes and ears out, I guess, because hopefully I'll have some new things to promote that are coming from my own heart and bones that I'm excited about.
I'm excited for you. I hear what you're saying with the Meekah thing. Like when you're in the Meekah world, it's hard to believe that Meekah is not like at like Beyonce level. Mm-hmm. Right? Like this is not a household name. Like when we'll say to people like, oh yeah, Blippi and Meekah, and people are like, who? I'm like, you would? Like what is your algorithm like?
Right? It's so interesting because there's really not an in-between. Yeah. Either people are like, I don't know what that is, or they're like, oh my God. Yes. But I've never met it in between. It's either like, I have no idea what you're talking about, or they're like, oh my, it's like, they're like starstruck. Like I've like held like women's hands that are crying and like telling me all these stories, and I'm like, wow, oh my God. And then I have other people, they're like, oh, you're an actor. What do you do? I'm like, oh, have you heard of Blippi? And they're like, no. I'm like, I do kids stuff.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
It's super niche. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad you're getting recognized for you and your work in another realm too, because you are clearly incredibly talented and clearly have so much to offer the world. And I don't know when you started your TikTok, but I have a feeling it was fairly-ish recent. I don't know. In the last time warps after COVID are bizarre.
Yeah.
But because I remember when you popped up on my feed, and I think everybody else in the comments, you popped up at the same time. But your TikToks are incredible. Tell me how that has added to
Thank
your life.
you. I got on TikTok during lockdown.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I left it. So I got on there and I was like, wow, I was my whole algorithm was funny people. Yeah. And I just would be like crying, laughing. I'd put Everett down for a nap and then would be on TikTok like laughing out loud. I was like, this is so good for my lockdown COVID-y soul to be laughing out loud at something. And then I was like, should I put videos on here? And then it was an awesome like creative outlet, and I made it a goal to post a video every day. And so this is 2020 and TikTok was like a little different then. It was either like sketches or like dance challenges, and I didn't want to do the dance thing, but I started making these videos that were for a gay audience. And there was all true stories of like people assuming I had a husband, or looking at my son and being like, oh, your husband's the redhead. Right. And just like real life moments that I would, make a little funnier, and I would play all the characters. So I got like a little audience on TikTok through that. And then I freaked out that they were getting all of our information, and I was just like, I don't know, I gotta delete it. I'm freaking out. So I deleted it for years, and I got back on, I don't know, 2 years ago. I say for years, but I probably was off of it for 2 years. And then I got back on and realized that TikTok is different now, and people were not responding to my old ways of like playing all these different characters. And then I'm like, I posted a video where I'm just talking to camera, like telling a story. And then people were like, oh my God, you are my best friend. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, y'all just want to hear about my life? No problem. I have 1,000 stories. So it's been fun to like share awkward parenting moments or whatever on TikTok, and just like communicate with other parents. And my favorite is if I tell a story and a bunch of people are like, same. I'm like, oh, it's just like nice to, feel like we're all kind of going through the same stuff at the same time. We're all awkward. We're all insecure. Yeah. We're all like pretending to know what we're doing. Yep. And so it's comforting. And hopefully for people who are watching too, they can feel that and like not feel so alone.
Absolutely. And I think it's so comforting in some ways to see you on the TV. You become part of our lives in a lot of ways. And then to see you on our TikToks be like, oh, she's real. Like we could have some coffee together and have fun. Yeah.
And that's such a compliment. Like I get that a lot of people that are like, I just want to hang out with you. I feel like we could hang out. I feel like we could be friends. And I'm like, probably. Yeah. Let's do it. We're all friends. Yeah. Let's hang. Yeah. That's really nice.
Now, one cool thing about Meekah is you were able to collaborate with some really cool people, right? You met Elmo and Abby and
yes.
And tell me do you have anybody that was really exciting that you connected with and were able to collaborate with you that stuck out to you?
I really loved, and I'm still like, that was kind of crazy. We had Jordan Sparks on for Blippi's Treehouse, and I never cared about American Idol, but I just know every like biracial celebrity.
Yep. Yeah.
Because, representation, and I'm like, yes, a biracial girl. So anyway, I love her, and she also was on Broadway in one of my favorite shows, Waitress. Great. And so I was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited to talk to her about like musical theater and the biracial life. And she's another mom. And it was so funny because the episode was a rock band episode where we make a rock band. And Meekah is like the singer. And Jordan Sparks comes on to help us create this band, but she doesn't sing.
No.
She plays the guitar while I sing. And I was like, this doesn't make sense.
You're an American Idol.
Like, you should be singing and I should be like oohing and ahhing in the background. But that was just like this is so weird. And like, I was, again, like new to the Blippi universe. Sure. And my child was not a Blippi kid. So I really didn't understand how many people were obsessed with this character. Yeah. I was learning as I went. And she said yes to filming 8 hours with us, not singing, not doing what she's known for. just because her son was Blippi obsessed. And she was like, I'll do anything to work with Blippi. And I was like, huh? What is this? Where am I?
Right.
Who am I?
Who am I in this that I'm lead singer for Jordan Sparks?
It was really bizarre. And she was so wonderful and like so kind. And we had like a really fun day. So that was big. And then my spoiled little booty, I had worked with Sesame Street before.
Right. We are big Meekah Builders fans.
You are? Oh my God. Meekah Builders, I love that show so much. And I was recording Meekah Builders before I got the Meekah job and recorded my last Meekah Builders, hopefully not my last, but the last session like a year ago. So it's been a long time. I love Meekah. And then we did a lot of Sesame collabs on Sunny Side Up.
Oh, okay.
But that was my first time. That was my first time meeting Abby and first time working with Big Bird, which was, I met the original Big Bird, Carol Spinney, before he died, because he came on Sunny Side Up and we all went out to dinner. And I was, that was like pinch me moment. Because one of my first words was Big Bird. Because I was obsessed with Big Bird when I was little. So he would like dip in and out of the Big Bird voice at dinner.
Oh my God.
Just like, he would just be like telling a story and then he would like dip into the voice and I was like, oh my God. It was crazy. So like very, very fortunate. But it was really cool to spend, like the Sunny Side Up stuff would be like a 3-minute pop on for live TV, run away. Still very cool.
Right.
But it was amazing to spend like days filming with the Sesame team and singing with them. Like I loved like getting to sing all those songs with them. It was awesome. Yeah, very lucky.
Amazing. Well, I am so grateful that you've spent all of this time with us today and sharing all the behind the scenes of who you are and your memories of all of this and how being a mom has influenced your journey. Tell us where we can find you.
You can find, what if I just said my exact address? I was like, I live at, you're like, Kaitlin. You can find me.
I'll air it. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys send me gifts. No, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram mostly. I'm at Kaitlin Becks on Instagram, and I can't change it to Becker. Dang it. And TikTok is Kaitlin Becker.
Excellent.
You can find me there. Yeah.
And
my website, KaitlinBecker.com.
And if you have a Meekah obsessed child, then we can also find you on Cameo.
Right? Oh my God, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, I forget about Cameo. Get your cameos. I'm not Meekah in them, but I do bring the Meekah energy. And I love, it's awesome. Cameo has been awesome because I feel like I can still do my thing, even though I'm not doing the Meekah episodes. I'm still able to connect with kids. And I do a lot of videos for moms too, which is my favorite. Yeah. So yeah, find me wherever you want to find me.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. This has been a pure joy, truly.
Same for me. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. If you loved this conversation with Kaitlin, share it with another mom who could use a reminder that we're all just figuring this out, whether we're in the spotlight or not. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit that follow button and leave a quick review. It's such a simple way to help more moms find this show, and honestly, it means the world to me to know that these conversations are reaching the women who need them most. Do you ever end the day feeling like you were behind from the moment you woke up? The dishes are still in the sink, the emails are still unopened, and somehow you're convinced that you've fallen short in every area of your life. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And in the next episode, we're unpacking why we carry that I'm failing feeling, how to quiet it, and how to finally see yourself as the good mom and good human that you actually are.